Welcome to Legends in the Making, the no BS, high impact show for leaders who refuse to settle for mediocrity. If you are tired of playing small, stuck in hesitation, or watching your team operate at half capacity, this is your wake up call. Here's the truth: legendary leadership isn't about titles, talent, or luck, it's about discipline, alignment, and execution. In each episode, we cut through the noise and get straight to what really moves the needle. The brutal cost of staying comfortable and how to break free from that. Why your energy dictates everything from execution to culture to bottom line results. And how to build unstoppable momentum without burnout, second guessing, and endless overthinking. This isn't theory. This isn't fluff. This is the playbook for leaders ready to ditch the ordinary and unleash the legendary. If you're ready to stop talking about potential and start creating undeniable results, you're in the right place. Let's get to work. And today we are talking about the brutal truth of your comfort zone. Essentially, it's killing you. So, most people think that their comfort zone is a safe place, but in reality, it's a slow death trap. Staying comfortable isn't about keeping you stagnant. It's also stealing your momentum in your growth and your potential. If you're not pushing yourself beyond what's easy, you're already falling behind. And the reality is we are limitless beings with unlimited potential. But are we willing to challenge ourselves in order to bring that potential to life? And that's why we even incarnated here. We came here to fulfill a purpose, to give of ourselves to the world, to be of service, and to up-level the human collective. As a human being, the only way our species thrives is through interconnection. It's so important. And so in order for us to thrive as a society, it's not just about creating technology and all the other things. It's truly about becoming the full expression of ourselves, to rise to our potential and to gift that to the world. And what do we do when we just become complacent and comfortable, where it's like this feels like this is enough? There's comfort versus progress. Comfort can really trick you into believing that you're safe, but in reality, you're losing ground. Because if we're not progressing and if we're not growing, then what are we doing? If we're not looking at everything as an opportunity to learn, we're moving in the wrong direction. And as we see, the world is evolving. And if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. And so, what are some things that you would describe for yourself? What would you also say are signs that you might be stuck in your comfort zone and not moving forward? Do you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result? Do you also do the same thing and really, if you looked at it, are like, I'm going through the motions? And I can think of a significant handful of times in my life where it's like, yes, I might be actually doing something, but at the end of the day, am I really doing it with purpose? Am I doing it with the intent of improving myself, or am I just showing up because that checks a box? And am I checking the box for myself, or I'm checking the box because that's what everybody else thinks that I should be doing? The real question is what's my intent, or what's my purpose behind what I'm doing? That's a really great question to ask yourself to decide if you're stuck in just routine and habit in your comfort zone. Am I progressing? You can use this in every facet of your life, whether it's at work, whether it's if you get up and go to the gym, it's like, am I getting faster? Let's say you're a runner. Am I improving my speed on the treadmill? That's one example. You know, do I have intent behind what I'm doing, or am I just going through the motions? And what I notice is most of the time, everybody is just going through the motions. They're just checking a box. I worked out today. Well, did I work out with intent to go today, tomorrow, next week? I'm going to keep getting faster, or did I just show up, do the workout, and check that off my list and feel like that's enough? And I think we're at a stage of the game where it's not enough anymore. We need to be acting with purpose and intent. Do we hesitate to take actions because we fear failure? That will keep us stuck in our comfort zone. I'm safe here, so don't go act. What if this doesn't work out? Oh, but kind of that thing, but what if it does? You prioritize your convenience over growth opportunities. How many times are you turning stuff down that would really grow you versus like what's convenient for you? There's a lot of things that aren't convenient for me, but I also know that when I show up and I show up for myself, I'm also growing myself. And do we also avoid confrontation and discomfort and change? That's another thing where it's like we stay comfortable. If it's like, we'll just keep the status quo. Yeah, that's bothering me, but I'm just not going to say anything. That's not okay. There's a point where it's like you can say something and do something about something without it causing confrontation. And being able to have the conversation also grows you. If you're staying silent to keep the peace, you're not growing. Staying in your comfort zone is silently killing your ambition. And every day you stay in it, you lose an opportunity for greatness. So, what are things that separate high performers from everyone else? A high performer doesn't chase comfort. They are willing to be the risk taker. They are willing to actively become uncomfortable. They are willing to put themselves in situations that they know nothing about because that's where they know growth happens. They're willing to step in. They're willing to essentially be the man in the arena doing the uncomfortable things because that's where they know that they're going to grow. When I think of greatness, whether that's in human beings, whether that's in athletics, they're actively getting outside of their comfort zones in order to grow themselves, as well as they're willing to do the very basic things again and again and again with laser focus on growth and development to improve that skill and not be bored by it. Not like, oh, I've done that before, so I don't need to do that again. Or, I saw this thing on social media today. It was a baseball player and it was with drills, and it was an MLB player. And it's like he was doing the same drills you would do with kids that would just be starting out in Little League. Baseball, like you can't get tired of it. You have to love what you're doing and the purpose that you are here to serve so much that you're willing to constantly be honing that skill over and over and over again. And through drills and trainings like that, you're training yourself to then be able to handle the game time situation, the stressful situation, the challenges and the uncertainty that come up because you're constantly preparing for it. Because that's where then the breakthrough is going to happen. But if you're unprepared and something happens, that's when people start to fall apart. And so how do I apply shamanism to grow through discomfort? Discomfort isn't just a mental challenge, it's also an energetic one. So, shamanic principles teach us that the real transition happens when we surrender to what feels hard, when we drop the stories that we're telling ourselves and we surrender and get into the moment. Because we don't get to choose necessarily what's happening, we're in choice with the way we react to it. So, are we in complete allowance with the way that things are happening and that we can roll with the punches and to know that every moment that we have is a growth opportunity? What is this trying to teach me? If you can learn to channel this discomfort into fuel rather than fear, that's when you're going to push yourself beyond your limitations. Use the fear as fuel rather than using the fear to paralyze you or talk yourself out of it. Use the fear as a fuel to break through that barrier. Because on the other side, regardless of what happens, it's a learning opportunity. You're always going to be learning. So take the opportunity. When's the last time you made a really uncomfortable decision and you pushed yourself beyond the limits? So how can you break free and create momentum through some subtle energetic shifts? First and foremost, identify your comfort crutches. What are patterns, habits, or excuses that keep you stuck? Really get honest with yourself. What are patterns, habits, or excuses that keep you stuck? Write those down. Notice them. What are you afraid to do because it's uncomfortable? Write that down. That should be the thing that you go tackle and do, because that's what the lesson that's being presented to you that needs to be taught. And once you break through of that, you'll oftentimes notice that same thing doesn't keep coming up because you've actually learned the lesson that the universe was trying to give you. So, what are things that you're afraid of and you're not doing because it does feel uncomfortable to you? Make discomfort a daily habit. Commit to doing one thing every day that forces growth. Whether that's public speaking, whether that's making a high stakes decision, whether that's having a difficult conversation, whether that's breaking an old pattern or an old habit, think about something that will get you outside your comfort zone. And then rewire how you think about your discomfort. Instead of resisting it, use it as a power source. Embrace it. If I'd really like to start my day and be productive and work out at 5 a.m., but I could work out at 8, so I'll just sleep in. Get up at 4:30, get to the gym, embrace that energy surge and go, God, I got outside of my comfort zone to do something that pushes me beyond my comfort. Every uncomfortable action is a deposit into your future greatness. Use all the adversity, all the things that are uncomfortable to fuel you. Your comfort zone isn't protecting you, it's robbing you. The only way to build unstoppable momentum is to break free and take bold action every single day. If you're not growing, you're dying. Your comfort zone is keeping you stuck, and the only way out is through radical action. So, your challenge, I want you to identify one area in your life or business where you've been playing small. Take action today, no matter how uncomfortable it feels, whether it's having the conversation that you've been putting off, making the phone calls that you have not wanted to be making whatever it is, take that action. And I want you to comment below and tell me what action you took, because I know that once you get into action and you overcome that, that becomes a catalyst to doing that over and over and over again. And you're going to have other discomforts that you're going to have to get over, and that's going to be something of the past. So I've just given you a couple tidbits of like how you can go be great. Now it's up to you to execute that. Legendary leadership isn't built on ideas, it's built on action. So ask yourself, what's one move you can make right now to step into that next level? If today's episode hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, tag a leader who needs to hear it, and let's create a ripple effect of unstoppable execution. And if you want to go deeper and you want to work with me, DM me Legendary to explore how we can take this work inside your company or with you yourself. No more playing small, no more hesitation. You've got what it takes. Now go make it happen. This is Legends in the Making, and you are just getting started. Until next time, stay aligned, stay disciplined, and keep leading at the highest level.